The HOA had been a thorn in my side ever since I bought my 20-acre farm just outside their precious subdivision, even though my land wasn't under their authority. They hated the tractors, the early morning livestock noise, and especially the fact that I refused to bow to their imaginary jurisdiction. Things escalated when their president, a self-appointed neighborhood tyrant named Marla, accused me of disturbing the community ecosystem because my rooster crowed at dawn. I laughed it off until last week, when 3 members of their so-called HOA patrol marched straight onto my land without permission. They came dressed in tactical vests they bought online, shouting that they were there to inspect and cite my farm for violations. What they didn't know was that the county sheriff, my old friend, Sheriff Collins, was in my barn helping me repair a busted trailer axle. As soon as those wannabe law enforcers started snapping photos of my animals and threatening to fine me for unauthorized agricultural activity, the sheriff stepped out of the barn, wiping grease off his hands with a rag. The HOA patrol froze. Collins calmly introduced himself, badge shining in the sun, and asked them who had given them the right to trespass. One of them stuttered something about community enforcement protocol. The sheriff raised an eyebrow and informed them that stepping onto private property without permission was illegal and could land them with trespassing charges. Marla herself showed up minutes later, storming across my driveway like she owned the place, yelling that the sheriff was interfering with HOA business. Collins didn't even entertain her nonsense. He pulled out his citation pad and asked her if she'd like to continue breaking the law in front of a sworn officer. She went pale instantly. The patrol tried to retreat, but the sheriff stopped them and took all their names for official documentation. Then he turned to me and said loud enough for everyone to hear, "You run your farm however you want. Nobody from that HOA has any authority here." Marla stormed back to her SUV, humiliated, while her patrol scattered like scared chickens. Later that evening, the sheriff called to say he'd filed a formal report and warned the HOA that any future trespassing would lead to arrests. Since then, not a single HOA member has dared step foot near my property. Turns out when you have the law on your side and in your barn, the bullies finally back down.